Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Craft here on the Rubik's Craft server. I'm in water, in the middle of water actually. So I've created a little bit of a build here. This is all brand spanking new. I last episode worked on this crimson stem or crimson fungi and warped fungi farm, basically, right? We just flip the switch, goes left and right. And basically anything that's planted on there falls into loose bits that we can then pick up. There's not going to be a collection system, I don't think. I think that would complicate things more than I'm willing to do. But if we just hop down here, we have two little dispensers here that will be dispensing bone meal up to create our plants. Here's the deal. I don't want to have to come down here every time I want to fill up with bone meal. So what I'm actually going to do, and I already started doing, is creating, ignore this, sorry, I can get rid of this for now, creating a bone meal farm. So all that water up there is going to be grabbing some crops and then shoving it down into this composter, turning it into bone meal, and then I'm going to run a line of bone meal to each of these dispensers so that I don't, in theory, have to replenish these often. I'm not going to use this farm incredibly often, and this might be more work than what's necessary, but at the very least, I could use this for other things as well. Maybe I should get rid of those two blocks down there. That's gonna bother me, I think. Yeah, so I can always stockpile the bone meal and use it for other things. How this is visually gonna look, and the reason why I started this now is because I was trying to make this look better, because, you know, blue, red, harsh, right? But I thought if it had some kind of structure around it, it might look better. And what I basically want to do is add a silo here with almost a attachment to it, right? If you look at pictures of medieval silos, a lot of them have some kind of storage containers attached to it, or sheds, or things kind of attached to the silo, basically. I don't know exactly what you would call it. It kind of looks almost like a stable. At least that's what I'm envisioning. And that's kind of what I want to put here. I've only laid down the foundations of this. I didn't want to get too far without showing you guys. But what we're going to be doing is, as you can see, I've got water placed here, right? And this is slightly elevated just so that there's no stale water streams. Everything leads down to that hopper. I'm going to have to block in these two blocks on each side. I think that's just the easiest solution because I built the form without thinking of the function. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is going to be a silo that towers up, and there's going to be layers and layers of, you guessed it, cacti. Now, we could also use sugarcane. It would be nice actually to have a sugarcane farm. But I do have a decent stockpile right now. I don't use sugarcane often, and the thing about sugarcane is you need water next to it, while cactus will grow without complaining, right? And it's so easy to break cactus. They just grow up, and then if you have a block, let's say, trust me, this will be worth the pain, I promise. There we go. If we have a block right there, the second it grows to the third spot, well, I guess I can't really show. It would go boom, it would break off, right? And then it would fall down into this water. It's one of the easiest farms in the book. And I think that's what we want for automated bone meal. I don't know how many layers we're gonna do. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe at least 5. We'll see. But in the meantime, I actually need a lot more sand and gravel, or sorry, sand and cactus. So I'm gonna make a quick trip to go get some of that. Excuse me. Have I taken you guys here before? Look at this. This is the mining site, basically, of terracotta. And I myself have gotten quite a bit from here. Whoever set up this beacon is quite literally a lifesaver. But it's also right next to the desert, so I think we can find a good amount of cactus and sand over here. I might have already had some sand. In fact, I'm pretty certain I did. But I know I've been turning a lot of that into glass, so I thought it wouldn't hurt to get more. And I definitely don't want to wait for all my cacti to grow to get cactus. So when in Rome, let's grab some cactus and sand. I also want to explain something that happened earlier. I was on the server when the one and only NEJ also joined. NEJ is kind of a kingpin. You know, NEJ's got like tons of diamonds, probably the most successful shop. Pretty crazy. Wow, look at this. All from mining sand. It's wild. I don't have a beacon on me, but I do have a beacon. I technically have a beacon because NEJ visited. And NEJ, basically, you can't give diamonds to NEJ for something really, because NEJ doesn't need any more diamonds. I'll just say J for now, because NEJ is gonna get exhausting. But J came over and basically gave me a extra beacon that wasn't being used apparently, and in exchange I gave up a book coin. which I know what you might be thinking. That sounds a little wild, but hear me out. The current trading value for Bookcoin is like 20 diamonds each, and I probably would have paid more than 20 diamonds for a beacon. You know, the stress of not having to get all those wither skulls and fight the wither and then make your own, and all the other shops are sold out of beacons, and they've been sold out forever. So instead of waiting around, well, hello, tamed friend. Instead of waiting around, I decided, you know what? Let's just buy one off of NEJ. And the book coin I got, I mean, some of the book coins I have is from people buying season passes, and NEJ already bought one. I was just gonna offer a simple season pass to the puzzle house. This seems like a decent spot. I think someone's already started mining around here, maybe, or maybe not. I really should have brought a bed. That would have been a nice thing to bring. So, you know, I was just giving basically the book coin back that NEJ already was in possession of. So it's not a huge deal. I was going to try to keep them as long as I could, but also, like, that's just too good of a deal. But it's all right. I still have another book coin. And when more people buy season passes, I'm sure I'll get more as well. And if they don't buy season passes, then they will hopefully still pay diamonds for the floors. And I've actually gotten a few attempts since the last time I've talked about the puzzle house. I was sitting in call with some of the other Rubik's Craft people and just watching people solve puzzles, and it was a lot of fun. Very cool to see everybody's thought processes. And gosh, I forget who it was, but someone had to use a trackpad. I think it was Matt had to use a trackpad in order to just because of his current setup. And that was pretty funny to watch because he was clearly at a very large disadvantage for it. But yeah, we got a lot more results from the puzzle house. I'll show some of that later this episode. At least the scores. I don't think I have any footage to show you. But yeah, I just thought I would bring that up while I mine the sand. And then that's probably enough sand for now. And let's go just get some cacti and return to the farm. Is there a chance? Is there a smidgen of chance that that sand temple is not explored yet? Now I tell you, it's been a... Ooh, wait. Hold on. No head. You guys didn't see that. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to explore a good old-fashioned sand temple in a survival world. Let me tell you. Let me tell you that. Let's check it out real quick. Let's see. It's probably already explored, right? People got wings and stuff like that. This is still relatively close to the portal. But I'm just curious. I'm a little bit curious. It's kind of hidden. That's definitely explored. Okay, well, yeah. Hey, I mean, got free terracotta, though. It's the wrong color, though. It's the wrong color. Anyways, yeah, just grabbing a couple more cactus, and then I'll head back. Oh, look at that. A bunny head just mysteriously appeared out of nowhere. I don't really know how that happened, to be honest. What are you doing here? I'm really just putting it out of its misery at this point. No head, though. It's okay. I got a couple others. Are you telling me I already had one up there? You kidding me? These all three are going into the extra head storage with the chicken pen. Eventually, I promise, I'll have a place to put those. That takes a while. I mean, last season, I think I did it on the last episode. So, but the matter that not, what matters this yet is what we're doing here, right? That was cohesive with the glass panes that I have here. What I plan on doing is, well, I guess first let's start with some scaffolding blocks. How do we want to do this? I guess this for sure. One block up, if I can get up here. Okay. This is definitely going to be sand. That's going to be sand. Although we need an actual block underneath there, don't we? I can't place... Sorry, microphone fell over. That's my bad. I can't place an actual block there. So, we're going to have to go one block higher. And then, I feel like I want to do something that's not going to get caught, right? No, the items aren't going to get caught on this, though. Some bricks should work fine. I could use mud bricks also, but I want to save that for building, kind of. Because less people are going to actually be inside of here. Okay, wait, no. Let's do this. Break that one. Ooh, I actually broke the hopper. That's a pain. I'll deal with that in a second. And we just put the sand on top. And, gosh, I hate moving in this water. I probably should have put in the water last. That probably would make logical sense. But I don't always do the most logical thing. Okay, I guess I could just break these all after. I don't see an issue with that. So let's just... I just realized that is a thing. That's okay. The first floor doesn't need to go out that far, right? We can have the next floors go out that far. So let's just do this. We're doing a simple grid pattern, right? Because cactus can't grow next to each other, and this is an easy way to get them growing. Get them nice and nutritioned up by placing that here and this here. And let's just go with that here. Yeah, okay, so we'll do a diamond for this first row because we don't want to cut that water there. Items still will get caught a little bit on these, but it's okay. They will eventually fall through. Basically, what we're going to do is then tower up 2 blocks here and put a glass pane right here. And the glass pane has such a small, I guess, area. It's only 4 pixels long, right? So anytime a cactus grows up, it'll sense that there's glass next to it, it'll break off. There's always a chance it'll fall back on itself. In fact, many cacti will be falling back on itself. I'm not sure of an actual lossless cactus farm, right? But a lot of them will also fall off into the water. They'll hit the glass pane or something, and then all the water will lead them over. Very, very simple design, but this is the definition of an automated farm, and it's probably the oldest automated farm in the books. You know, cactus is, I think, one of the first growable plants to be introduced beyond just wheat. And an auto wheat farm wasn't invented for quite a while after, at least I think. I don't know. I'm not actually a Minecraft historian. I'm just old. I'm not even actually that old, but still. That's what it's going to look like, right? We'll have these glass panes around, and we're just going to have layers of that, essentially. Let me fix up this mess. Well, I seem to have broken 2 armor pieces with hitting myself with cactus. Whoopsie daisies. But on the bright side, the cactus first layer is finished, pretty much. Oh, forgot to put a cactus right here. Oh, this stuff is getting so hard to maneuver in. It's also mud on the bottom, which really messes with some things. Yeah, we got like glass in between, just rows of them. You don't need them right here because, you know, one will do you. You don't need 2 glass per thing. This guy's been here for a long time. I'll put him out of his misery there. But yeah, so basically we don't want stuff in the middle because it gives more chances of dropping down, but there'll always be stuff that falls atop the glass, and that's okay. Here at PNetCraft, we don't go for maximum efficiency. We go for barely functional, and that's what we're gonna have here. Because we need it functional. That's what we need. We don't necessarily need maximum efficiency. I've added another layer of blocks on the outskirts to make this thing a little bit taller, and we're basically getting ready for round 2 of cacti. So let's get started with that. Okay, that's pretty satisfying, isn't it? We got the second layer of sand and stone placed. We're going with the same orientation as the others, just going right on top of each other with 1 space in between, because cactuses will still grow regardless if there's a block above the space they would grow to. And we want as much clear way for falling as possible. Now, you might be thinking, Pat, why don't we put glass panes up here to connect and make sure they don't fall on the glass pane? Well, that would be protecting 4 pixels of possible landing space, but it creates a lot more with these, right? So if we built it all the way up, a ton of cactus would fall in this, maybe 8 pixel falling area times 8, so 16, you know, or times 2, I mean. So that's not going to work. We could put 2 here, right? And then just skip those, but then you can't put cactus down. So we just got to keep it with the floating ones. But we got them placed around here too. It's looking pretty cool. And now we're just placing our cactus. The amount of times I've accidentally fallen off this thing is getting to a ridiculous amount. But it's kind of tricky because you can't really see the glass that easily. You just want to jump through. Fun fact, I remember back when they just introduced a new texture artist into Mojang. Yappa, I believe is the name. He went to like redo a bunch of textures and stuff like that, and poor guy has probably gotten like so much flack for just changing what we all know and love, right? Even if it's for the better. But I remember a conversation he was having on Twitter about trying to figure out the glass panes, because glass panes didn't used to look like this when it was singular. I believe they still had a harsh reflection in the middle in their texture. And he was saying, like, do you guys really want glass where you can't see the middle of it with just 2 floating pixels? Doesn't that make it worse? And people were like, nah, we think that would actually work and stuff. And then lo and behold, it's in the game. And it does look a little bit wonky, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, just thought that was interesting. I remember back in the day, there was so many debates over the changes he was making. I think it's all kind of gone away now because everything's officially kind of done being updated. It's just a matter of new blocks coming out that fit that style. I think he did a bang up job though, for the most part. There's a couple of changes where I'm still like, dang, I miss the old, but for the most part, he's doing a stand-up job. There we go. We got 2 layers in. I've been hearing these things popping around already. We've already got some bone meal building up. In fact, we should go check how much bone meal we've got. I think if I dig here and here. Wow, I did that wrong completely. Where do I dig? Here? What the heck? Where's my hole? Right here? Ah, here it is. Here it is. If I check our hopper, we should have at least a couple of bone meal, right? We have literally 1. Count them 1. These things take a while. They take a while, which is why we're going to add a lot more cactus. Maybe 3 more layers, I think, at least. Possibly more, though. I just don't know how tall I want to make the building. I don't want it to necessarily be overbearing to the other buildings around here. But obviously, that's already the thing that's being a little overbearing. But in terms of farm buildings, I don't want it to go too extreme, right? So yeah, that's the cactus and sand falling into this stuff. Let's work on the outside of this design a little bit before we add more layers. Okay, what we got going on here is a lot of horizontal lines, right? And I don't know, I might stagger these up with each other instead of having it be like 2 brick, mud, and then log, and then stairs. Like, I'm trying to break out of some of that formula stuff, which is what I was doing over there a little bit. Not that much. I don't know. I'm not very good at it. But I want to try something interesting here with having stairs here, but this isn't, of course, the end of the build just yet. It's not the roof. I want to make little divots like that. Because when I was looking at some of the pictures of the silos, a lot of them did have certain divots inside them. And I think it'd be interesting to represent that. What I just don't know is how it's going to look on the corners. That's going to be the interesting part, right? If we put that here, how does that look? I mean, here's the deal. We need these pillars going up anyway, right? So we're already gonna have blocks there. That might be okay. Let's see it from over here real quick. Yeah, okay. I think that's working okay, the little divots. Let's roll with it. Okay, already 16 cacti in here. It hasn't been that long. I dishooked the bone meal because I wanted to actually collect the cactus, which I should probably actually grab and do. Yeah, so I think the divots are looking good. I like what's going on here. I don't like what's going up here in the dark. I like what's going on here. I think these divots are going to look nice all the way through. And just basically every new section is going to have these. But what I am going to do, I think I found a good way to fix our problem of repetition here is, not you. We're going to put in some of this packed mud just every once in a while in this middle row. And then we'll also come by and add a little bit of packed mud, mud bricks up on the top layer too. And I think it'll just create a nice little texture. We'll still have the foundation of bricks, but I think having just this here and there will look really nice. This front thing is probably going to change, by the way. I just wanted there to be like an opening to the actual nether wart farm, but now I'm second guessing it. But it'd be kind of nice to see in there, so maybe I'll put a window instead. But I won't worry about the front so much for now. But yeah, just running through, adding some of these, maybe right here, maybe right here, right? And then we'll do the same thing with the mud brick on the layer above it. Okay, it's been like 5 seconds and there are 12 more cactus in here. I'm not entirely sure how they all grew that fast. Because it's literally been like a minute and a half. All I did was continued putting down the mud bricks up here. And I definitely think that's helping a lot. I'm excited to get this building like up and taller. And then, of course, laying down some more sand and cactus. But I'm running low on some of these resources, like the mud bricks and stuff, and it's going to take a little bit of time to rebuild this up. I think I have just enough here, actually. I do. Perfect. So we're going to finish this in another episode. Let's at least get the thumbnail, please. There we go. Okay. What I feel like... Ooh. Okay. Yeah, getting it up here from the middle, I think we can stand one block here, right? Just put a sand here. I think we can get a nice little thumbnail like this. Don't you think? Maybe we got to get a little bit fancy. Hang on. Okay, I think that might be a thumbnail right there. And that's also going to do it for this episode. It's a little bit of a shorter one. I ran a little bit out of time, but rest assured, hopefully it's obvious, I am doing a lot of work over here. And I'm having a blast getting back into the server after my break, and hopefully we'll get back to working on the puzzle house soon. Actually, let's quickly end the episode on the scores, the latest scores of the puzzle house. These are the official scores. I might come in with glow ink and just brighten all these up because they can kind of be tough to see. Yeah, Sir MTT tried with the trackpad. That was the person I was trying to remember earlier. And then, of course, MBR also gave it a good shot. 20 minutes and 38 seconds. Yes, I'm not stupid. Come on, MBR. That's not a terrible, terrible score. Some of those puzzles are awfully tricky. And then Electric Gecko's 6 minutes, 58 seconds in question mark milliseconds. Well, it's okay. You don't have to track your milliseconds. 6 minutes, 58 seconds. Is that true? Yeah, that is the new record. I believe I watched this one live, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I didn't. I watched someone's live. It's all a blur now. That was a month ago. But look at that. The leading score absolutely crushing some of these other scores. But yeah, Crockett Guy and Isman are now second and third, not respectively, other way around. But yeah, it's really cool to see a bunch of people having fun with this. It was a blast hanging out in call with everyone and watching them complete and stuff. And I cannot wait to start working on the next floors, because I've already got a couple puzzles in mind, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to work on floor magenta. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next Peanut Craft episode. So thank you, take care, and so long.